Hi, Caroline.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for meeting with me today. Wanted to check in on how this week was for you.
Yeah, this week was really, I think it's the hardest week of my life. I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw on the news, but my school had a shooter last Wednesday. And
Wow.
yeah, and I think I'm just still in shock from it. I feel like I keep thinking about it and I keep reliving it and I keep like I can't really sleep at night.
Mhm.
But some shooters came in and my best friend Rose got killed. And so
Oh,
I'm sad. It was my I just can't believe she's gone. I can't believe just it all feels so surreal, but also like so real all the time. Like I can't, it's like I'm reliving
mhm.
those like few minutes over and over and over. Not
Yeah.
it's like on a repeat track in my brain. So it almost like feels surreal at this point because for like 3 days I've been just thinking about this and I wonder like was that a dream? Was that real? That
Yeah.
I don't I guess I just need to process maybe like and I don't know. I just feel so out of like powerless and
Yeah.
when I think about Rose, I can't believe she's gone.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just feeling shocked and feeling sad and feeling, I think I'm angry. I'm angry that this could happen.
Mhm. Mhm.
A lot of things,
Yeah.
that I don't
Wow.
have my mind wrapped around yet.
Wow, Caroline, I am so sorry that this has happened, first of all. I hear that. I hear your loss and your sadness and your anger that this even happened, rightfully so. And I hear that shock. On one hand, it's like, has this happened? Is this real? And on
Yeah.
the other hand, such sadness and
Yeah.
anger that it took place. I can only imagine how overwhelming and scary that experience must have been.
Yeah. It
Mhm.
was, it was, I think in the moment, I just, you always hear about fight, flight, or freeze. And I
Yeah.
think the moment I was so panicked that I felt paralyzed. I couldn't move. I thought,
Yeah.
my whole body just went into shock. And I
Yeah.
thought, I'm gonna die,
Yeah.
and and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't think straight. And so I just froze.
Yeah.
And all my classmates were, I don't even know. The whole thing is a blur. I just remember
Yeah.
hearing shots. I remember freezing. I remember my teacher yelling at us to get down. I remember her
Mhm.
running to the door. And I just remember sitting under my desk, like completely, like my brain was frozen, my body was
Mm.
frozen, everything was
Mhm.
frozen, and just like I wanted to like die, but didn't
Yeah.
like I was so scared. I don't know.
Mhm. My
Um,
goodness, how scary. Wow. I can't even imagine how you're even processing all of this. I
yeah,
am I'm I'm just hearing that fear, that like just crazy, scary, overwhelming, terrifying moment,
yeah,
you know?
yes,
And um, I just want you to
terrified.
know, like that anger is valid, that
Mm,
that even happened, and that shock is valid. The fact that you froze at that
mhm,
moment when you froze, and then you kind of snapped out of that. Did an
mhm,
emotion come up for you that you froze? Were you
mhm,
feeling some kind of way because you didn't act?
mhm. I think I wanted to move. I wanted to be able to run. I wanted to be able to help protect my friends. I wanted to
Mhm.
somehow contribute. And so I think I felt, I don't know, maybe I felt not shame, but I felt really powerless and helpless to
Yeah,
do like what I wanted to do. I
yeah,
I felt just completely overcome. And I
Yeah.
think I felt just like discouraged isn't a strong enough word, but like I felt completely useless to my friends,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and ashamed that I couldn't be there for them, ashamed that I couldn't
Yeah.
make myself move, ashamed that I was too scared for my own life to worry about theirs, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
I, and then you know, my friend Rose, I wasn't even thinking about her, you know, and she was in the cafeteria and she did get shot. And I don't know what I'm going to do without her. And so I feel
Mm-hmm.
just this like shock and confusion that she's gone and just such sadness and
Yeah.
grief. And it's that she's gone. And I also feel, I think, guilty that
Yeah.
I didn't think about her in that moment. I was too frozen,
Yeah.
you know, and that I
Yeah.
couldn't do something to help. And yeah, I just think
Mm-hmm.
all of that is compounding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I definitely want to come back to Rose, but I just want to go back and stay with that moment of when you froze and you
Mhm.
felt powerless.
Mhm.
I want to make sure that you know that it's okay that you froze. Your body
Mhm.
operates a certain way to protect itself, and that's kind of what happened there. And I
Mhm.
want you to know that, um, not to feel guilty for that.
Mhm.
But, even right now, while you're sharing about this powerless moment,
Yeah.
how are you feeling in your body? I just want to check in. You've kind of thrown out a lot of feelings and emotions that are very heavy to carry. How are
Mhm.
you feeling in your body right now?
Mm. I feel like my heart's pounding.
Mhm.
I feel um that pit in my stomach, just remembering the events, but also I think just judging myself for how I acted.
Yeah.
And so I just feel kind of this like huge knot in my stomach and my shoulders
Yeah.
are tight. And
Mhm.
yeah, my chest is a little bit tight. I feel anxious. I feel afraid. And
Mhm.
I think I do, it's sort of like that feeling again of
Yeah.
helplessness, you know?
Yeah. Well, your body has gone through, your body, your mind, your soul has gone through such a traumatic moment. And
Mhm.
it's okay that you're feeling all of that. And that's what we're doing. We're processing all those feelings and trying to
Yeah,
work through them.
yeah.
So, speaking of working through them, I just wanted to tap into Rose, your best friend.
Mhm.
You know, I think that it must have been so hard for you not to have been able to say your goodbyes to her.
Mm.
If you would like to, I'd like to have that moment with you where we can kind of pretend like Rose is here with us and you can kind of share some words that you would have wanted to say to her had you known that this would have been the last day that you've seen her. Is
Mhm.
that something you'd like to do?
I I don't know if I have words right now. I
Sure.
I just feel so I feel like Rose deserves more than just something. I think it will take me a lot of some time
Hmm.
to really think through like what she meant to me like all our life, and for me to be able to like say
Yeah.
accurate like what I mean to like to express my heart to her,
Yeah.
and to say goodbye. I don't know if I'm ready to say goodbye yet.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
it still feels so surreal that she's gone. I almost haven't accepted. I don't think I even really believe that she's gone. It's been a few
Yeah.
days, you know.
Yeah.
So
So
I
why don't we take it there? Why
okay.
don't we share with Rose where we're at right now?
Mhm,
And you can say those words. Rose, I'm not ready to say goodbye to you.
mhm. Okay.
And I don't want to say words and put them in your heart or your mind.
Yeah.
But I just want to put Rose in the room.
Yeah.
And I just
Okay.
want you to take that in for a minute. Are you open to that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so we're gonna pretend like Rose is sitting next to you.
Okay.
And I just want you to share whatever's in your heart. When you think of Rose and you think of what you could have said to her, want to say to her, this is
Mhm.
just a moment. And we could have another moment in the future. This is not end all, just want to start somewhere.
Okay.
Go ahead when you're ready.
Mm. Oh, goodness. Well, Rose, I don't think I ever really got a chance to tell you what you meant to me as a friend.
Mhm.
And I want to express that to you. Um, and I will express that to you. I don't have the words right now, but I don't want you to be gone. I don't want you to have I don't want you to not be in my life anymore. I'm shocked. I don't believe it. I don't believe you're gone.
Mhm.
Um, and everything in me doesn't want it to be true. And so I think that I feel like I'm going to see you in class on Monday. And I'm excited about that. And I think that we're still going to go to that concert next month. And it's going to be hard to let those things go. But I think eventually I'll get there and I'll have the words to really tell you how I feel.
Wow, Caroline, that was really big. Would you like to take a deep breath? Let's just check in with ourselves right now.
Mm.
How did it feel to say that to Rose?
I think it even maybe got me a little step closer to closure,
Yeah,
or just to even maybe acceptance.
yeah.
I don't think I'm there yet, but I think just at least like saying something out loud, like acknowledging
Mhm.
maybe you are gone,
Yeah.
that I feel like that something shifted in me to like,
Mm,
oh, this is the reality now. And
sure.
maybe I can accept that, or maybe I can get a little closer to accepting it, and maybe it won't hurt as much, on Monday.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't hurt as much this weekend at her service. Maybe I'm living a little more in reality now and not as much in my like head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good, Caroline. I want to thank you for going down that road with me. You
Mm.
know, um, I didn't expect you to have full closure today. This is a huge event that has happened that is very traumatizing,
Mm.
and it's going to take time. And grief comes in waves, you
Mm.
know? So we're going to continue to work through this, and just take it one step at a time, okay?
Okay.
I look forward to meeting with you next week. Feel free to email me if you need an emergency session of any sort,
Mhm.
and then we'll go from there, okay?
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
You got it.
Okay.
All right, feedback.
Oh, you did good.
Yeah?
Good. I especially loved like the first part of the session. You were very good at attuning, at feeling, at emoting that,
Oh,
and
good.
being very like, oh my goodness, like you can see it all over your face.
Yeah,
Like you're very
it's
good
really
at
hard for me not to cry.
yeah. So I thought that was really good. There were several parts that I wish I would have taken some notes, but when I did start sharing a little bit about I feel shame that I froze or whatever, you're like, okay, I want to explore Rosie, but I want to like dig a little bit into this because this sounds like it's a big deal for you.
Yeah,
How you didn't just like jump topics, but you like stayed with that. I think
yeah.
that was really helpful. Um, I think the only like critical feedback I would give
Yeah.
is jumping to the Rosie thing felt a little bit like we hadn't fully explored. I think as the client, I felt like I still wanted to explore, like I'm
Mm,
still feeling all this like shame and
mhm.
like I have this knot in my stomach thinking about how this affected me and how I acted and how I wish that I had done something different.
Yeah.
And then switch gears really fast to like, okay, now I'm saying bye to Rosie. It was like, it's definitely a very valid
Mm.
piece of it,
Mhm.
but it felt a little bit like, and I know we only had like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the pivot was fast.
Okay. Should have deepened it,
So
stayed with that
yeah,
more.
I think just like staying with what I was actually saying, as far as like, this is what I'm really struggling with. And digging deeper into that.
Yeah. You know what it was? You said
Um,
keywords and then I forgot them. And I was
oh.
like, oh gosh, I can't remember what she just said.
So Rosie it is, or Rose it is.
My other card. But
Yeah,
yeah, it
that's
totally
okay. And it also was really good. Oh, another thing I thought you did really well
yeah.
was even when I was like, oh, I don't know if I have the words to say to Rosie right now. Because I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know if I could say, I was thinking of my best friend Hannah, and I was like, I don't think I could say bye to her right now.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, but then you handled that so well. You're like, okay, well, let's just go with that. Let's just go with, tell her how you're
Mhm.
feeling like right now, that you're
Yeah.
shocked that you can't say goodbye. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that was so well done. And it was really good. Like it actually was like a really good exercise. So anyway,
Okay. I was going like, Caroline, why are you switching this on me?
I'm so sorry. I was like, I
Why are you
literally
doing
like
this?
can't even think of anything. I'm sorry.
That's really funny because I didn't expect you to say that. And I was like, I switched gears intentionally.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay because that prepares me for in session when that happens.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna
Well,
stop recording unless you have more
okay.
feedback.
No, that was it.
That's
Did
it?
great.
Okay. Let's see.